this is more about Miami choking, but hey, let's not just sit here and sleep on the Buffalo Bills. I get it. They didn't win pretty. Not pretty at all. But let's say they were 6-6 and they went into Kansas City. They won. They dominated the Dallas Cowboys. I get it. They were at home and Dallas struggles on the road. But hey, that's a fucking Super Bowl top 3 or 4 candidate right there, the Cowboys. And then they beat the Miami Dolphins in Miami. Injuries or not, they did their job. We've seen them win pretty. We've seen them win ugly. This is a team you don't want to see in the playoffs. I'm telling you right now, I know the Ravens don't want to see the Browns, and I know they don't want to see Buffalo. They want those two teams to lose this fucking week. All About the Balls podcast with Mark Davis, Chris Gemeinhart, Luke Rule, and Nick the Doc Skirkowitz. Welcome to All About the Balls podcast. I'm Mark Davis, back in the Sack House, in the Hotel Sack House, though, with Chris Gemeinhart. New setup, by the way. Love it, Chris. Luke Rule, back in his old setup. Shout out to you, Doc. He's got some unfortunate tornado warnings, bad windstorms in New Jersey, but we are here. We're here to talk college football, recap the fallout of Week 18. A lot of things happened. A lot of coaches fired. A lot of playoff implications. Some teams took some injuries. But, Chris, I start with you. How are you doing after this college football national championship Monday?
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought the game was going to go completely different way. I thought Washington's offense was going to fucking light it up. Penix was going to play lights out. But that did not happen.
It did not at all. I mean, it was close, like you said, for the first 3 quarters. And I say close, it was an ugly game still. But then, all of a sudden, fucking Michigan did what they did. Luke, I'm going to give you congratulations. This year, 2023, was the year of Luke Rule takes. You nailed it. You called Michigan winning the championship. You're the only one of the 4 that did it. You won fantasy. You had the Bucks at 9 wins. There's other takes that you probably had that we're not keeping track of. But this is the year, man. Live it up. It only goes downhill for you. But how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I mean, solid picks all year long. I was pretty much close on a lot of them. I had also picked the Georgia blowing out Florida State, but I had that in the playoffs, not playing for the 5th seed. So I had the Georgia blowing Florida State out big, and Florida State going undefeated, running the table. Also had that. So
you had that, but it just wasn't the playoff.
Yeah, I did have Florida State running the table. So, I mean, a lot of good takes for me this year. I mean, got a lot of hate on some of them, but a lot of them worked out. So, it's good. Michigan game was I thought that's pretty much how the Michigan game would go. I thought the defense would take over on the Washington offense, and that's pretty much what it looked like. It looked like Penix a little scared the whole game, and he was just off his game. And that's what Michigan does best, and they just ground and pound on offense and ran the clock out.
And they say that if Georgia would have obviously beat Alabama, Georgia would have been 1, Michigan would have been 2. It's probably the championship game we would have got. I don't think Texas would have beat Georgia. So imagine the score of that game. That game could have easily been like 13-10 if Georgia would have played Michigan. So, good thing Michigan didn't play Georgia because it could have gone either way. But, boys, let's dive into it. Like you said, Luke, Penix didn't look good. Michigan won 34-13. It was 20-13 most of the second half going into the fourth quarter, and then Michigan scores, breaks it off, and then obviously the interception. And Penix didn't have good offensive line help. He missed some throws. Oduzze ran a bad route. I know a lot of people said that was a bad throw. I still don't think it was. I think that was the route. So I guess Michigan, they prevailed. They won. But I want to know, did this hurt Michael Penix draft stock going into 2024's draft season?
I mean, I really don't think it hurt his draft stock too much. Yeah, he looked off. But you can see most of the game, he looked like he was playing injured. Like his ribs are like battered. Like he was like the whole second half, he's like holding his ribs, and I think it kind of might have helped him actually a little bit, showing how tough he is and how he wanted to be in there the entire game and play it all the way to the end when he could have easily just stepped out and let the backup quarterback come play.
Yeah, I mean, he was getting hit almost every fucking play. Their O-line, I mean, shout out to Michigan's D-line. They monsters. Like I said, I was like, I don't know if Alabama's O-line is as terrible as we think because Washington's O-line looked like they were Alabama's offensive line.
Yeah, obviously Michigan, that interception to start the second half, too, the first play, he was throwing it away. I mean, people don't realize that. He was actually throwing the ball away, and that fucking monster D-lineman, just massive paws on the ball, and then Johnson, he did his thing, interception. He was the defensive player of the game. Yeah, Chris and Luke, I just think that Michigan's defense, phenomenal. one of the best offenses in football from one of the best conferences this year in football, the Pac-12, Washington, and they shut him down. Penix looked – I don't know if he looked scared. I think he panicked because he wasn't used to getting hit like that all year. And Michigan did what they did best and put pressure on the quarterback, and they played their game. Close game until the fourth quarter, wear them down, and then break off big runs. And it worked. And shout out to Michigan. I mean, didn't want them to win just because it's the whole Michigan versus everyone story, even though J.J. McCarthy admitted to stealing signs actually before the game. So he admitted to cheating somewhat. I don't know if he admitted to like electronically stealing signs, but he admitted to stealing signals.
No.
So I just didn't want them to win because of that. But they were the best team this year.
You saw Harbaugh after the game. He said, "We're innocent." He said five times after the game. He said, "We're innocent." So.
Yeah, Corum was going to speak, and he said, Can I take this? And he's like, "Yeah, go ahead, coach." He's like, "We're innocent." He said like 4 times, yeah.
But that running back duo from Michigan is fucking electric. Like they just ground and pound like the entire game. They're breaking off long runs like left and right. So they just wore down the Washington defense. They set 2 of the longest. So they had like the number 2 and number 3 longest runs in the playoff history.
Well, from the same guy, 41 to 46,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 38 rushing attempts compared to Washington's 20. I mean, Michigan went in there with a game plan and they executed. Like Mark said, I mean, it was close until the fourth quarter when Michigan opened up.
Yeah, it's hard to beat a team when they have over 300 rushing yards on you too.
Well, it's also hard to beat a team when it's hard to beat a team when that team has more rushing yards than you do have total yards too. They had 303 and they had 301 total. Like that's. I mean, JJ didn't have to do much, and then JJ was actually around the ball. I think in the fourth quarter a little bit, he was starting to get involved.
Yeah, I think he got like a 15-yard run or 10-yard run, something like that.
He had some good throws too. A couple big drops. Both teams had drops, to be honest. Which was surprisingly. I mean, it was surprising. And then when the holding call too, I know Tim Tebow mentioned it.
Yeah,
that was kind of a weak holding call. I mean, there was a lot more calls that could have been called that game. It was a little weak. I'm not saying that changed. I mean, it could change the dynamic of the game, but it was a weak call. The officials let him play most of the game.
The one that like the Duza or whatever.
Yeah.
No, that was bullshit. Finally. And then the next play, there was like a blatant holding that they didn't call. The refs were very shoddy.
There's makeup call, makeup no call.
Well, for the most part, the refs were actually the refs played them. They let them play physical for most of the game, and that's why when I saw a holding call, I was like, "Damn, that's a little questionable to call," especially on the first breakout big play they had with Duze, who's one of the top receivers in football. And yeah, it sucked that they didn't get the chance after that. But hey, Washington had chances, so they did kill themselves. So I'm not going to sit here and blame the refs. It was Washington that played bad, but that's also credit to Michigan. Shout out to them. I don't think that Dave, what's his name, Portray from Barstool?
Yeah, Portnoy.
Presidente?
Yeah, fuck that guy.
He says that they're the best. Arguably, we could argue they're the best team right now of all time. I was like, there's a couple teams that probably like 5 to 10 teams I can name on top of my mind that I take over this Michigan team.
You went into overtime against a weak ass Alabama team. You are not the greatest college team of all time.
It's got to be the 01 Hurricanes. 17 first-round picks on that team.
But see, that's the thing is, I know our boy Alan, who's going to be joining our basketball talk, he said, well, look at all the Hall of Famers on that. It's like, well, you can't sit there and say that because that's like saying that Michigan's years were
first-round picks, though.
Oh yeah, but sitting there, but if they don't pay
17 first-round picks on that team.
Yeah, I get that, but saying you have to look at Hall of Fames. I can't use NFL careers to college careers. That's like saying that Brady's the greatest college quarterback of all time. That's not how that works. He wasn't a great college quarterback. He was a great NFL quarterback, but you can't sit there and say that. It's like apples to oranges to me. But yeah, 2019 LSU, 2001 fucking Miami, even the Georgia Bulldog. I think even the one-loss Georgia Bulldog team was better than this team. I think the one-loss Georgia Bulldog team was better than the undefeated Georgia Bulldog team, in my opinion. But Alabama did beat them.
The one-loss Georgia Bulldog team was way better than the undefeated Florida State team.
Whoa.
Well, undefeated 2013 Florida State team or 2023 Florida State team?
2023 team.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about the 13. Yeah. The 13 one was pretty good.
The 13 was pretty good. I'll give him that. It was good.
Oh, Heisman winning Jameis Winston back there fucking slinging it.
Team play right there, Jameis Winston.
even the USC, even the 04 USC Trojans and 05 Longhorns, they were pretty good too. Like, I mean, these guys, like, there's other teams that I'm pretty sure other offenses, like great offenses, would take advantage of that defense. I think LSU would, and fucking 01 Miami would light up that defense.
I mean, it's also it's hard to compare teams from different generations too, because football this day is definitely way different than football in 2001. I mean, this is a pass-heavy spread offense kind of day we're living in right now.
Well, and hitting's different too. I just watched a clip before we got on. It was from the Swap Kings, Major Wright, the old Florida Gator defensive back in the Oklahoma championship game. He said, "Oh yeah, I could have gone for the ball, but I wanted to fucking put that guy on his ass. I wanted to make him known. I took his soul from his body, pretty much." And you don't do that. I mean,
you let the boys play.
Yeah, back when they let them play.
The boy.
Well, with that though, boys, are we comfortable saying though? I mean, Mel Kiper came out with his list just real quick for top 6 quarterbacks if JJ comes into the NFL. Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy, and Bo Nix. We comfortable? I mean, obviously they're probably the top 6 ranked, but are we okay with that order?
No, I mean, I honestly think Caleb might drop a little bit. I think Caleb and Drake May might drop a little bit. I mean, Caleb, yeah, he had an outstanding last year, but I mean, this year, lights out in the beginning of the season, but definitely struggled towards the end.
Yeah, I think he's got some of like the attitude problems too, like off the field kind of stuff, like putting the fuck whatever team on his nails and shit like that. NFL GMs aren't gonna like that, and just kind of the way he carries himself and post game interviews. I mean, yeah, he's probably has the potential to be one of the most talented ones, but he's a hit or miss kind of guy, I think.
I mean, I think that Caleb was going to be the first quarterback. If you ask me today, I think he's the first QB taken. Not saying I would do that. I think he is. I think Drake May is going to take a little fall. I think Daniels is going to shoot up, in my opinion, after this combine. And I think that Penix might shoot over Drake May. I think Bo Nix, Drake May, and if JJ comes out, that's the kind of conversation. Who's going to be the 4th guy there? But I do think Caleb right now, before combine and pro day stuff, is number 1 on pros, like the scouts. I'm not saying that's who I would pick, but that's where I think is going to happen right now, January 9th, which is still 3 months away before the draft.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like a change. They always fucking these quarterbacks are going to shift around probably a few times all the way up until like a week before the draft, even the day of the draft. They fucking released them smoking weed or something like that, like they did Tussle.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it also goes into like some of these quarterbacks are like completely different quarterbacks. Like Jaden Daniels is completely different than Caleb and Drake May. I mean, those guys are true pocket passers. Jaden Daniels is like a Lamar Jackson where he likes to run the ball and throw. So, I mean, it really depends on who's going to be that first team up in the draft that is going to draft a quarterback.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to commit around like a quarterback too, like work towards hit their play style, because that obviously that's kind of shown to work out the best. You kind of seen that with like how Lamar plays now versus how he played a few offensive coordinators ago. Like it used to be all run heavy, but now they're letting Lamar sling the ball, and it's a little more 3-dimensional instead of two-dimensional for Lamar Jackson's play. So if you take somebody like Jane Daniels, you're gonna have to commit to that play style all around. So run the offense that fits him.
And you can't give up on him neither. You have, if he has a struggling rookie year, which it's okay. I mean, it's okay to have rookie struggle. You have to keep developing him. You have to keep putting, like you said, the pieces around him. That's the point. It's not just Daniels. It's all the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like we said about Bryce Young. We said it's like Bryce Young. It's like we can't. Yeah.
All 5 of these guys are probably going to go to a shitty team, so they're going to have struggles. And I don't think all these teams can make a super like big flip after the first year.
I think there's 2 teams in the top 11 that you can go to and you might have success early. I'm not saying to be biased, but I think someone can go to Atlanta. I think they have talent around them. I think that could be a system for it. And I think Minnesota too. I think Minnesota and Atlanta could be good fits for some of these quarterbacks if they trade up or if they fall down or if they just stay put and they get them. I think guys like that can go there. I'm not saying automatic Super Bowl right then and there. I think like a C.J. Stroud type year. I think maybe a good 10, 11 win season, and then there you go.
The playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's possible to say, especially with the Falcons being the easiest schedule going into 2024. Obviously, that can change based on teams improving or getting worse. But, boys, before we jump to the NFL, the top 5 odds, though, for the 2024, the first ever 12-man playoff in order from 1 to 5, Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, and tied for 4, Michigan and Texas. So Bama's back number 2, I guess, after having a good 4-man playoff hunt. So
their defensive coordinator just retired too.
Saban will find somebody.
Saban runs the defense anyways.
He'll find somebody.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But boys, shout out to you, Michigan. Luke, congrats to you too. I mean, they did it. Them versus the world. They are the champions. And I guess who has it better than Michigan, boys?
Nobody.
I mean,
nobody.
Enjoy your championship for what? 1 year, 2 years? Because it's about to be fucking pulled from y'all.
That's right. They'll all be gone. It doesn't matter at that point. The rings will be on their hands. They can't take the rings away.
The stats matter, and their 1,000 wins are going to go back to what, 900 and fucking something.
And to us though, they'll still be champions. I mean, we honor all the other teams that got wins taken away.
They're a champion.
2017
well, he doesn't have
UCF.
He doesn't have the trophy, but he's a Heisman winner.
But he is a Heisman winner to me. Just because he signed some autographs and got paid for it. Or he took a car or whatever he did. He also had 500-yard games.
He had some big games. Yeah, the guy was a freak.
Yeah, I think he had a 500-yard total game.
And shout out to Doc is now officially off the protest, off the strike. He's back to college football. 2024 is now it's here. I mean, it's not here, but it's now officially he can start looking at college football once again. So Doc is back in the college football mix. But boys, let's jump into the NFL. What a week 18 we had. We had some games decided. Obviously, the last game of the year of the regular season, the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins in South Beach. The Dolphins choked away that division lead after pretty much saying, I think, early December, the division's locked, playoff tickets are booked, whatever. Buffalo Bills, I called it. That's my hot take. I got it right. 6-6 to 11-6, AFC East champions. Number 2, was this more about the Bills seizing the moment or more about the Miami Dolphins choking this division away?
I think it's the Dolphins choking it away because you can see the Bills' offense did not play that great. Josh Allen had 3 turnovers this game. So Miami's offense had every opportunity to get something done. And for the top offense, one of the top offenses in the NFL to only put up 14 points is kind of against the Bills' defense, which is pretty depleted at this point in the season. That's all on Miami. Tua played pretty poorly in this game too.
I mean, the Dolphins' defense was completely depleted. I mean, you missed both your edges were out. Your corner was out. Your second best corner was fucking Eli Apple, who wants to run out of the end zone and trip.
Did Howard not play? I didn't see him on the inactive, but I don't. Did he not play at all?
I don't think he did.
No,
I don't think he sat him.
I mean, he's got no stat line, so I mean, maybe he must have not. But yeah, Eli Apple was guarding, like you said, Chris. He was guarding stuff. There was a couple plays that he had. That deep ball to Diggs, it was actually good coverage. It was a better throw. But yeah, Apple as your number 2, that's not a good look. They had other 2 linebackers got hurt too. Van Geikel and somebody else got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, this was a completely deflated Dolphins team, and it's going to be interesting to see if they can get healthy in time for this coming up weekend.
I still think that
projected -4 degrees in Kansas City this weekend.
With snow. Yeah, with snow.
Yeah. Now look good start for the Dolphins.
Tua is 0-4 when the weather is under 40 degrees.
And this is going to be 40 below that. That's going to be 40 below the fucking 40 threshold. So.
And the Dolphins only have 1 win this season over a team over 500.
And that was Dallas,
They beat Cowboys by 2 points.
I agree, though. This is more about Miami choking. I do agree this is more about Miami choking, but hey, let's not just sit here and sleep on the Buffalo Bills. I get it. They didn't win pretty. Not pretty at all. But let's say they were 6-6 and they went into Kansas City, they won. They dominated the Dallas Cowboys. I get it. They were at home and Dallas struggles on the road. But hey, that's a fucking Super Bowl top 3 or 4 candidate right there, the Cowboys. And then they beat the Miami Dolphins in Miami. Injuries or not, they did their job. We've seen them win pretty. We've seen them win ugly. This is a team you don't want to see in the playoffs. I'm telling you right now, I know the Ravens don't want to see the Browns, and I know they don't want to see Buffalo. They want those 2 teams to lose this fucking week. They honestly do. Buffalo is not a team to sleep on. This defense can put pressure on the quarterback. I don't give a shit the injuries. Their pass rush is still good. They have no Matt Milano. I get it. And they have no Tre'Davious White. But their fucking defense is still pretty good. And the offense is legit too. I get it. Josh Allen has a turnover to a game. but he still had a good game. You look at his stat line, he still played good. Yeah, he has those dumb Brett Favre-like turnovers, but I'm not counting them out. And I think this is huge for them to be the 2 seed now. Now they get 2 home games, potentially play Baltimore in Baltimore, or if Baltimore gets upset, the AFC will go through Buffalo. This is huge. This is huge for the Buffalo Bills to be on a streak like this and be hot. They're on a 5-game winning streak here. So they're not to fuck around with, in my opinion.
Well, I think they'll probably easily beat the Steelers, too. Steelers, no
TJ Watt.
Yeah, no TJ Watt. So, they'll easily walk into the second round of the playoffs.
I think the spread right now is like fucking 10 points.
Yeah,
it's something
crazy. It's at 10.
I think it's going to be the only game that's like double. I think it's the only game that's double digits. I think the other 5 games will be close. I think this game is going to be the only bad game of the first round.
They got Cowboys over Packers 7.5.
I think Green Bay's going to be decent there. But you guys mentioned injuries too. Like it's just crazy that we saw all these injuries. Miami had injuries. T.J. Watt, Sam Laporta. I know Brian Branch got hurt. He should be back though. It's just a wrist injury. Yeah, so I mean, it just sucks. It sucks to see these, like, especially the Lions too. Like, I want to see Lions-Rams healthy. I want to see Goff versus Stafford, fully healthy. Laporta's a big part of the offense. Brian Branch, he should be a little banged up, but he should play. It just sucks to see all these injuries, especially with Miami and T.J. Watt too. That's your only hope.
Well, we need a fucking Netflix special on why fucking Dan Campbell played his starters. Like, I get Miami playing their starters.
2 seed.
Come on now.
Well, I blame the NFL. If the NFL would have put – so normally the last week of the year, you put all the games that matter to each other at the same time. Unless like the primetime game like Buffalo and Miami, like for the division, you have to have someone there. Dallas, Philly, and Detroit all affected each other. If Detroit sees a scoreboard and they see Dallas up 35 to fucking 10, they're going to pull their starters because the game doesn't matter now. But now they have to – they're playing first, so they have to play the whole fucking game to make sure they win. So that sucks for the NFL to do that, in my opinion. Fucking put them in the same time frame. But they're playing for the 2 seed, Chris. That's the fucking answer. That's the reason why they did it.
I guess.
Yeah, so. The Cowboys put their starters like the entire game too.
And that was also fucking stupid.
Yeah, once you're up big, pull them out.
Yeah, they were up real big. Like they could have just fucking ran the clock out and just been just fine.
I mean, the big thing that shocked me was fucking the Eagles getting fucking plastered by the Giants with starters in.
Yeah, dude, the Eagles had their starters in.
They were 10-1, Chris. Now they're 5. They've lost 5 of the last 6.
Tyrod Taylor's in there just fucking beating that ass.
DeVito got in too, I think, didn't
he? Yeah. Tyrod came out for a couple plays, I think, or a drive or 2 because he got hurt. Then he came back in and dropped some more dimes.
Yeah, the Italian Swiss knife right there. That's our boy. But no, I mean, it's the Eagles, the Jaguars too. Like both teams, they lost 5 of the last 6 games too. Well, for the Jaguars to miss the playoffs, and then the Eagles to be struggling going into Raymond James Stadium to face the Buccaneers. So one team completely got out of the playoffs, and the Eagles, lucky the NFC was a shit show of a fucking league or conference this year. They might have been on the fucking outside looking in too. So I'm not worried about Philly. I think Philly, they are the team that's struggling the most. I think they're going to be out. I think they're 1 and done. 1 round and done. Not 1 win and done. They're 1 round and done.
You got the Bucs upsetting them?
I do, and we'll do our little preview Thursday. But yeah, I don't like Philly. Like Sirianni, he looks lost. AJ Brown got hurt. Devontae Smith was hurt coming in the game. Hurts got hurt. They're the same thing. Another injury fucking team, and they don't need the injuries. They're already struggling with their starters. So, God, that sucks for the Philadelphia Eagles, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, I said at the beginning of the season, I think losing your offensive coordinators, it definitely hurt them. They had holes in the secondary. And, yeah, they went off 10-1 to start the season. But, I mean, some of those wins were very pulled out of their ass wins.
Chiefs, Dolphins, yeah. Those were, like, referee was bad. The Chiefs dropped the touchdown. So,
yeah.
And Dallas, too. Dak Prescott stepped out at the 1-yard line, and then the tight end didn't get in.
Yeah.
Yep. But, yeah, I mean, Week 18, boys, the Houston Texans, too. Fucking congrats to D'Amico Ryans, potentially. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but maybe the coach of the year for what happened, having the number 2 pick of the draft, also number 3, but they tried for that with C.J. Stroud and these young bucks.
C.J. Stroud, a fucking football player, not a test taker.
Not a big dum-dum like people thought. Yeah, not a big dum-dum like people thought he was, huh?
He might be a dum-dum, but he can play football.
Play football.
He can play football.
He can play football, and
He's got football.
Yeah, only 5 interceptions in his rookie year. I think he's got the lowest or the best touchdown to interception ratio in the league at quarterback.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he had a great season. And lost his number one wide receiver 5 weeks ago, Tank Dell.
Yeah,
and still balling out.
And same thing, the Colts too. They are a team that I think they lost their last 3 games. They lost to the Falcons, they lost to the Raiders, and they lost to the Texans to get out of the playoffs. They had every opportunity to win the South after Jacksonville choking, obviously, or just get in the playoffs as a wild card, and they fucked up. So I get it, they didn't have their quarterback all year, but still, you're sitting there ready to go to the playoff, make that little run, and you fucking lose the last 3 games, one to Atlanta and the Raiders.
Texans is the right team to get in, though. I think it's a pretty good matchup, the Texans versus the Browns. C.J. Stroud didn't get to play the Browns last time they matched up, so now he gets to face one of the toughest defenses in the NFL. See how he matches up against them. Good thing for them is they're playing at home in Houston, so they're not playing out in the cold. So that helps.
Trying to get Paige to go to the game.
You trying to fly out there? Oh no, it's in Houston. Never mind, it's in Houston. Yeah,
it's in Houston. Yeah.
How far is Houston from where you're at?
It's like
your
3
neck
hours.
of the woods.
It's like 2.5.
Yeah.
Find a sitter, and then there you go. The little mommy daddy date. Look at that.
I know.
Yeah, make a decision quick so you get some fucking tickets.
Did you bring your Browns? Did you bring your Browns jersey from Ohio back with you?
I didn't have a Browns jersey. I just had my fucking pullover.
Yeah, you got your
I don't even have my beanie. I'll have to go buy another shirt. I'm just a man wearing a t-shirt.
Hey, get a
Amazon
Flacco
Prime that shit. Yeah, get a Flacco jersey. There you go. You get discount one. Maybe they might get discount one.
Yeah, fucking wear it for 4 more games, and then he's gone somewhere else.
Well, Luke's definitely rooting for the Texans. He's definitely a Houston boy this week. We were talking last night. He does not want to see Joe Flacco.
Don't want the heartache playing against Flacco.
It was I don't know if I talked about it last show, but being in the Brown Stadium and them fucking chanting Flacco's name, I have nothing to do with the Browns. Haven't been a long Browns fan, but I guess I am now. And then
God, you just love your Ohio teams.
Don't even know much about the Ravens history, but being in that stadium and hearing them chant Flacco's name was fucking taboo. I was like, what the fuck is going on? No, I wasn't. I was just clapping.
Oh, come on.
I was clapping.
Oh, come on.
I was fucking woofing though.
You didn't want to chant for real. You didn't want to chant for the real Joe.
I have to say,
air it out.
I do have to say, the Browns fans, hey, they're fucking chirping at everybody. All the Jets fans, they were fucking barking at them, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Flacco's got that hose on him too.
No, I did not. I barked in the stadium. I did not bark at Jets fans.
Oh, man. No, I mean, it's a lot of storylines, too. I know we're going to talk about it. We have some fucking good storylines coming up with these playoffs. And storylines, too, Chris, Luke. Black Monday officially hit. For the Falcons, it was more Black Sunday. I know the report came out 12:01, but I'm pretty sure Arthur Smith was gone before 12:01, before midnight. He was the first coach gone. Obviously, we had the 3 coaches before, Chargers, Panthers, Raiders. We also lost Ron Rivera from the Commanders. And officially today, Mike Vrabel, after 6 seasons. I know, he's killing Chris. That fucking Titans are killing Chris over here.
Hey, somebody's one of the best coaches. Somebody's going to swoop in and grab Vrabel pretty quickly. I think he's got the pick of the litter of wherever he wants to go.
Titans did every possible thing to fuck him over. Get rid of A.J. Brown. You trade away players. You don't get a quarterback for the guy. You keep Ryan Tannehill. Yeah, you drafted Will Levis. That's good, but come on. You could have had fucking quarterbacks earlier on and get out of Ryan Tannehill's contract. You did everything possible to fucking handcuff this guy, and now he's gone. And they're going to be a shit organization for a few years, in my opinion. I think they're doing what Tennessee does best and just fucking be mediocre at best. So,
yeah, I mean, Tennessee went fucking downhill when they traded A.J. Brown away. I mean,
he was pissed left. Too.
Yeah, Tannehill went down. Derrick Henry, I mean, he had his goodbye speech to the fans, and I was waiting for the drum to drop to oh, maybe I'll see y'all next year, but no, like nothing. He was like, I appreciate all my time here in Tennessee. I love
like,
y'all.
I'm out.
Like
even Justin
it was
Fields
clear
said,
that. Yeah, like you said, Justin Fields
yeah.
said, I might be back.
So this is just in case. This is just in case.
Yeah.
I think Derrick Henry's got the choice if he wants to be back or not. Though Justin Fields doesn't have doesn't have the choice. He doesn't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think with Vrabel leaving, I mean,
he's not going to be back. No.
And like you said, I think Mike Vrabel and Jim Harbaugh probably have the pick of the litter. They can go wherever they want. Now, I think Harbaugh has a better shot. Yeah,
his is going to be. They kind of know what they have to offer him, at least $125 million if you want Harbaugh, because that's what Michigan's already offered him. So I think Harbaugh, that you're going to have to persuade more to leave Michigan than Vrabel doesn't have a job, so he's not going to take too much persuading. So that's the tough part with Harbaugh. He's like, you got to convince him to come to there. Like some teams going to really have to want Harbaugh.
And I don't think I really only think there's two teams that are going to go for Harbaugh. I mean, that he could go to. I think Chargers, obviously, and I think Raiders are the other choice. I think those are the two choices that Harbaugh would go to. I think honestly, the other four at the moment, and then potentially other teams, I don't think they're going to get Harbaugh. I think it's either Raiders or Chargers if he goes.
I don't know. I saw them talking about him going to the Commanders too, just because he's close to John. He said only two things in his life are important, and it's family and football. And he'll be close to family, and he'll be head coach in football.
He ain't going to Commanders to stay close to his brother.
I mean, first off, their fucking dad looks identical to them.
Yeah.
I fucking
especially the gym.
Yeah.
He looks like Jim all over.
They showed him in the stadium, and I was like, is that Jim just sitting in the stands? Like, holy fuck.
And Jim is aged, by the way. John's older than Jim. I didn't realize that John was 61, by the way. But fucking John looks like he's 50, 45, and Jim looks like he's fucking 70. Like, I'm like, damn, Jim looks like he's old. He's got some.
Michigan's aged him because if you look at him when he was like with the 49ers, he didn't look that old.
No. Well, that's what happens when you have to fucking hide stealing signs for so long.
No,
it stresses you out.
They're innocent. Remember, they said
stresses you out to fucking have to deal with all these college kids.
They're innocent. Sorry.
Oh, and speaking of that, if Jim leaves, because we didn't mention it in the college section, I think the OC for Michigan will have that job. I think what he did this year, beating Penn State, beating Ohio State, he showed the passion there. I think he is in line to be the Michigan coach if Harbaugh leaves. But, yeah, the NFL coaches, though, 6 jobs, a lot of teams. I know Luke's sweating with Mike McDonald, the coordinator for the defense of the Ravens. You got Ben Johnson. You got Dan Quinn. You got Eric Bieniemy. You got the Texans offensive coordinator. You got a bunch of names that are out there. Really, they're out there.
Panthers are looking at Todd Monken, too, our offensive coordinator. Then we have some of our staffers are getting looked at for like GM positions, too. I'm like, fuck.
Your D-line coach, too. Your D-line coach is also his assistant head coach. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, so Panthers are trying to – Panthers are looking at everybody. They're looking at anyone that's a coordinator or unfortunately the Rooney Rule. I mean, not unfortunately, but the Rooney Rule. They have to hire. I mean, even if they don't want to, they have to hire a minority. They have to hire a female. So they're even looking at that. They have to look at every single thing. But they don't know what they want. Honestly, the owner's a fucking piece of shit anyway. So,
I mean, I think 2 of these teams should be easy fucking hires. I think the Raiders should hire AP. I mean, the fans want him. The players want him. There's complete buy-in there, and the way that he won games at the end of the season, and then Commanders should easily hire Eric Bieniemy.
Think so? I know we were talking about that last night in the Discord. I know, Jake was not a fan. He's not a fan of. He said, well, I don't think it's not anything against Bieniemy, but he's speaking of what people are saying. Like he's got all these interviews and he doesn't get a job. So what's wrong with Bieniemy? I think, unfortunately, coaching under Andy Reid. But I can't also say that because Frank Reich got a job. Doug Peterson got a job. I mean, Frank Reich was not with him, but Doug Peterson got a job. Matt Nagy got a job. So these coaches have gotten jobs under Andy Reid. So something's got to be going on with Bieniemy. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is.
I mean, it's
Harbaugh. John Harbaugh is Andy Reid guy.
I mean, what I said in the Discord. Shout out to our Discord. Hit us up. We'll invite you. I forgot what the Discord's called. Mark, tag it.
Yeah, Yeah, let me throw in there. I have it right here.
Tag
It's
it.
actually called the Sports Club.
Tag it.
We are trying to get a better name, but two of the guys, like I said, Jake Winnekine and Alec Tomasella, he'll be joining the basketball chat. Can't wait to get them in there. But yeah, those guys, they talk balls. They are ball lovers, man. Just like Chris and Luke and
Yeah,
Doc, myself.
we talk everything about ball. So if you're a ball lover, hit us up for an invite. But no, I said in the Discord, I think the big thing was like, yeah, he was coming under Andy Reid. People were questioning, was it really him or was it Andy Reid? I think he showed it this year with the Commanders and Sam Howell. I mean, Sam Howell was leading passing in week 14 or 15. Yeah, Sam Howell dropped off the fucking side of the planet and decided to shit the bag. But I mean, I think it's an easy hire.
And he's the assistant head coach in Washington too. So it's not just he's the offensive coordinator. It's like the defensive lineman coach from the Ravens. He's the assistant coach. So they have a little bit of like kind of chemistry with the head coach. They kind of, it's like having like assistant GM. A lot of those guys get the promotion or like a new job to a general manager. So I can see it, Chris. I really do. I feel bad for Ron. I like Ron as a person. I think he's a great guy, but I think Ron should just kind of walk away from the game. I think he had a good little run in Carolina. He had a decent couple playoff seasons in Washington. I think it's just time for him to think about retiring. But the other jobs, though, Chris, the other four, though, Chargers, Falcons, Titans, and the Panthers, they're not easy picks right now, though. Well, not easy picks to go to, but like easy. You don't know who they're going to pick, honestly. Atlanta hasn't actually requested to interview anyone yet, to be honest.
If Jim says he's going to the NFL, I think Chargers. I mean, the reports are that he's already met with them twice. If the reports are true or not, I don't know anymore because I was waiting all night for an NCAA trailer that we never got.
Fuck EA.
Fuck EA. Waited all game. I was like halftime. It's going to happen.
Well, maybe the fourth quarter.
Yeah, maybe the fourth quarter.
EA had you guys looking like clowns watching the game.
Yeah.
I was going to watch the game regardless, but I was also looking forward to the fucking trailer that was supposed to drop. That's what I was looking forward to. I was like, all right, let me see who's going to be the cover athlete. Let me see some of this, like, some of the gameplay engine. Like, let's see this shit. Nope. Someone's probably taking a nap, forgot to fucking hit the button.
Delayed another year.
Dude, I'd fucking
That's what I'm. Yeah, Chris might be on, like, watch. You might have to sit there and see how he's doing. But the question, though, boys, Belichick said some things in his press conference. And it didn't make me a true believer that he's gone. He said that he's willing to do anything it takes to maybe take some of his duties off that sound like the general manager duties. So does Belichick potentially stay and they actually hire a general manager and Belichick strictly a head coach?
I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think was he meeting Kraft today or tomorrow?
I didn't see when.
Tuesday,
I didn't see when.
I just said it was on Tuesday, but I haven't seen anything from it yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they're going to meet. I mean, they're buddy. I think Kraft is going to sit him down and be like, hey, you got to either choose head coach or GM. Of course, Belichick's going to choose head coach. They're going to get a GM in there. They're going to draft a quarterback third overall.
A lot of rumors that Vrabel might come to the Patriots. That's what Jake was talking about in the Discord. He's seen a lot of reports that Vrabes could be a defensive coordinator potentially with.
I don't see Vrabel taking a defensive coordinator job when he could easily get a head coaching job anywhere else that he wanted to.
Exactly. Yeah.
But maybe he wants to show like.
He's not showing
show what? He doesn't have to show anything.
Just show that he could still be a good like defensive play caller at least if they wanted them to strictly be that, or just go back to his old roots, go back to New England and maybe help build maybe try and rekindle a dynasty with the Patriots. I'm not saying that would happen, but like give him. I mean, maybe he comes back with Bill and just kind of maybe take some pressure off. Don't like Dan Quinn. I'm not saying Dan Quinn had a shot to be head coach after Atlanta, but now he does. But he went back and to the drawing board and just kind of took some stress off him. You have less stress as a coordinator too than you do as a coach. So I mean,
I think Dan Quinn was in a different situation because like him and the Falcons looked terrible. Yeah, I know Tennessee looked bad, but the defense looked good. Like everyone knows he's a great coach, and everyone knows Tennessee fucked him. I think it'd be different if the Patriots were like in a different situation if they looked promising. But that team doesn't even look promising right now.
He could be Atlanta's coach. Oh, Vrabes down in Atlanta?
I would take Vrabes. I said I wanted Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
I wasn't 100% sure if Vrabes was going to be fired yet. But now that Vrabes is there, I want Ben Johnson or I want Mike Vrabel. If Mike Vrabel comes, obviously we're going to get a quarterback. I don't know if it's going to be in the free agency market, the draft, whatever we decide to do. And then he gets a good play caller. Now, that's the situation is you got to get a good play caller. So he's not going to call the offense. So that's our situation we'd have to have. And I would take Mike Vrabel. I really think he's one of the best coaches. He took the Titans to AFC Championship. He went through the Ravens. Forgot who he did beat the second time. And he was 10 points away, fourth quarter away from beating the Chiefs with Ryan Tannehill as his quarterback, mainly running the ball. So we've seen Mike Vrabel take his team pretty far. He's had a couple playoff wins with the Titans. So I think with a good team and an actual GM that won't fuck you, he's the man. He's the man for the job. I'm really a Mike Vrabel guy. I would love for him to come to Atlanta. So that's up to our owner. So
I think Atlanta might have a pick of the litter for quarterback as well. I mean, you have possibly move up for the Bears. I don't know what team would maybe move up, but we don't know if Justin Fields is gone or not. I mean, the Commanders are, of course, probably going to draft a quarterback. New England's probably going to draft a quarterback. Cardinals are sticking with Kyler Murray. Chargers sticking with Herbert.
Oh, Harrison,
the Giants,
the Cardinals.
The Giants, they're forced to stick with Love with that contract unless they can offload Love.
Danny Dimes.
Yeah, Danny Dimes.
Jones. Yeah, Jones.
Yeah, and then Tennessee. I mean, they put in big draft capital for Will Levis.
I think it was
a second round or
third round. Yeah,
they could be a wild card team too.
I think Levis stays. I think he played decent his rookie year. Obviously, not too much offensive talent they have either. They got Hopkins, which is kind of washed at this point. Like, yeah, he makes some good plays here and there, but he also has quite a few drops too. And their offensive line is fucking terrible for the Titans.
Yeah, I mean, you really only have like 3 or 4 teams that are going to draft a quarterback in the top 10.
Well, you have a lot of Wilson too.
Name quarterbacks.
Yeah, somebody's going to grab Russell Wilson before the draft. I would assume they pick up Russell Wilson before the draft.
Well, I know Jake was fucking around with us about Jimmy G going to Atlanta, but Jimmy G, he could be a name that could, I'm not saying Atlanta's going to do it, but you could see like maybe the Commanders do it as a bridge. You could see, I'm not saying they're going to do it, but like you could see teams like that. Kirk Cousins, I think he stays in Minnesota after the shirtless skull chant, but you never know, man. He could go to another team if he wants to. He's a free agent as well, I don't think he does neither. No. Yeah, I don't think he does.
Minnesota.
Well, yeah, when him and his kid were shirtless up there, I said, yeah, he ain't leaving. That was my it's flipped from whatever percentage it was to whatever to 100%. He's staying to 0. He's leaving. So I think he's there. He loves it.
His wife already has the favorite Kohl's location picked out and everything. She doesn't want to change locations.
Even on the quarterback show, they talk about how they wanted to stay in Minnesota too. Like when he did the quarterback show last season on Netflix. So he's bought into that town, but I mean
they're bought into
could
him
be on the
too.
move if the Vikings want to move on and go grab their quarterback of the future, then he might just have to move on.
I mean, I could see them maybe picking a quarterback, maybe not first round, but maybe second or third, and just have them a year behind Kirk because we don't know how many more years Kirk has. So
yeah, probably just. Probably 2, 3.
Well, he's under 4. I mean, he's only what, 36 or so.
Yeah, so 3 years, maybe 4.
I mean, I don't know these fucking other quarterback. I mean, Rodgers.
But he only has what, one more year on his contract with Minnesota.
No, he's a free agent. He's gone. He's a free agent.
I thought he had one more year.
And Riz, our Viking buddy, who's calls a JV fantasy league, whatever, but he says that he saw a report saying that Cousins was open to take a hometown discount too. So he's 35.
His last 6 years of his contract's all been fully guaranteed. He's getting $25 million a year, fully guaranteed.
He has,
and that's to me a discount. And that's a discount move.
Killing it.
$25 million is a discount already because the other cars are getting fucking $38, $40 million. You're getting $25. That's discount. I get it's a lot of money.
I don't remember exactly what his contract was, but I know it was fully guaranteed, his contracts.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested to see that. And like you said, Chris, some of these quarterbacks are coming up. What's going to happen? Apparently, Cam Ward's going to the draft too. I know Mel didn't have him on his list, but people are high on Cam Ward. So we'll see what's going to happen with all these teams. I mean, there's a lot of candidates in the head coaching too. And that's the tell is when you get a new coach, you're probably going to get a new quarterback at some point. That's just unfortunate the way it's going to be, unless you're the Bears, which they never seem to mesh the two together. They always bring a coach that inherits a quarterback, and he's got to make that decision of what he wants to do. So I'm not sure how many coaches get – They do. I was going to say, I'm not sure how many coaches get fired. We're at 6. I said my over-under was 8.5, and I had the under. I had 8. I don't know if we get – I don't know who the other two are going to be. Maybe a playoff team if they fuck up. Maybe if Dallas loses, maybe McCarthy's gone. If he loses to Green Bay, maybe they fire him. I don't think Sirianni gets fired. I know he struggled, but I don't think he gets fired. He just took him to a Super Bowl literally last season. So I think he still has a couple years left if they want to keep him.
Dan Quinn just move up to head coach if McCarthy gets fired?
They love Dan Quinn there. I mean, we've seen him when he had a coach for McCarthy when he was sick, hat backwards, and fucking.
They do love some Dan Quinn.
I love Dan Quinn too in Atlanta. He's a people's coach. He's a player's coach, but it just got old. It got old for me.
I think Dan Quinn loves that booth though. He looks very comfy up in there.
Yeah,
booth.
It's real nice up there.
Yeah,
he has fun too. He's having fun up there.
Yeah, he's got a nice, easy job, and he's got one of the top defenses too. So I mean, a nice, easy job for him.
I mean, he helped turn that defense around too. Like he literally did. The defense was struggling before he got there. He came there, and they've been a top defense for the last few years. So it's shout out to Dan Quinn. I mean, I love the guy. I think his coaching and with Shanahan, they unfortunately did some dumb shit in the Super Bowl when it mattered. But I like Dan Quinn. He was a good players coach. He's there for the people.
We'll see it. I mean, some coaches are just great coordinators and just shitty head coaches.
Yep.
I mean,
I agree.
It sucks when like when your team's good and they start picking apart your staff too, so you got to keep rehiring.
And some coaches, Chris,
it's been like it's how the Ravens have been just moving on. It's like every couple of years we're losing our OC or defensive coordinators, especially the defensive coordinators. Those guys are in and out like every 2-3 years. Like this is McDonald's second year, and they're already looking at him as head coach. And Todd Monken's first year, and they're looking at him for a head coach. I'm like, God damn.
And some coaches, they never play calls in their lifetime, and they're just great coaches. And that's no disrespect to John Harbaugh. He never had to play. Yeah, he's a special teams coordinator.
He's a special teams guy.
Yep, never had to play a call, and it worked out. And there's a guy in Philly that when I was stationed out in New Jersey, he's an Eagles fan, and he liked Harbaugh. He says that a lot of special team coordinators are actually they make good coaches because like it's just a different like dynamic for the special teams. I forgot his reasoning exactly, but he thinks that special teams coordinators actually make good head coaches because you're not really playing calls. You manage a team, you get like your good staff there, and that's what Harbaugh's done. And it's worked. It's worked for him for 2008.
Clock. So he is. He's
2008. Yeah. And I do want to give an apology. I was talking about it with Luke Chris. I do apologize to the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love. I never called the guy a bust. I never said he was going to be a failure in his NFL career, but I did say they were going to have a struggling roller coaster ride of a year. It started off a little slow, like even Jordan Love acknowledged about, we had to make a change and they had to make it quick. But he fucking showed it. He showed his worth being a first-round pick. I know Aaron Rodgers is not very happy. But shout out to Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. I was wrong. You're not a 5 or 6 win team. You're a 9-win team, and you're in the playoffs. I do think if Kirk Cousins is healthy, the Vikings do get in the playoffs, and the Packers unfortunately get out. But that's nor here or there. Shout out to the Packers and the Cheesehead fans out there. I was wrong on that one. I was wrong.
Yeah. His second half of the season was, like, for the most part, he played very well. Especially, like, they don't have, like, any talent really on that offense. Like, yeah, they got a couple good players here, but they had the youngest offense in the NFL. So it's all like first, second year, maybe a couple third-year guys on that offense, besides their running backs, maybe fourth-year guys. Other than that, like, they got all young guys playing, and the way he's leading that team, like, on offense, he's doing a really good job.
No, that's what I'm saying. Shout out to Jordan Love. I was wrong. You showed yourself. You showed why they drafted you. Maybe the Packers, maybe they just know how to pick quarterbacks. Maybe they just know how. I mean, they didn't draft Brett Favre, but they fucking picked him from Atlanta. He was a Falcon. People forget that. So shout out to the Packers.
He wasn't there very long.
Was not there very long. I wish he was. Yeah, wish he was very good with us. But no, I just want to say congrats to the Packers. I was wrong on that. Before we forget, I know we're going to probably do like a little year in review after the Super Bowl. We'll probably pull up some receipts. I know Doc and Chris and you want to, and we'll pull up some things that we said, some of like the predictions that we had, Super Bowl predictions, award winners and whatnot. But I know I was wrong on the Packers, but I was right on the Patriots. So fuck that guy that still called us out.
Hey,
I always fucking remember that.
We were all wrong on the Jags. All wrong on the Jags. I think we all had them pretty high.
Yeah, I think I had them 11 or 12 wins. I think I had 12
Yeah,
wins.
I had the Jags winning the Super Bowl, I think.
Yeah,
So they didn't make the playoffs.
But great episode, boys. It was fun. It was very fun. Chris, love the new setup. Luke, great having you here. I know we're going to miss you Thursday, but like I said, we're going to go over the playoffs Thursday. That's Thursday's agenda for the day. So, shout out to you, Doc. Stay safe out there. Hopefully, no bad tornadoes come your way like happened, unfortunately, to Luke's neck of the woods. But that's Luke Rule. That's Chris Gemeinhauer. I'm Mark Davis. Shout out to you, Doc. This is All About the Balls podcast, and we are out. Thank you for checking out another episode of All About the Balls podcast. We want to thank all of our listeners and supporters of the Sack House. You can listen to the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at the Sack House.